Out of, the two, I would hate to go against Dinky, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh,
That guy is intense. I'm if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, I'm not trash talking him because he'll beat the crap out of me in a 1v1 on Grounded.
I think I say Dinky because he's just a little bit more intense. The guy really knows his stuff. When you're good, you're good. Yeah. You can't really blame him for that. I'm sorry, I can't stop.
It's alright.
I just can't.
Laugh at me. Laugh how terrible I am at Grounded.
How's it going, nerds? Welcome back to Grounded Talk. Every single episode that we've been doing, I feel like we've just been progressing. And in this episode, we have a very special guest. Please welcome MUDDERCHUDDERS.
Very special, very special. I wouldn't go that far. Special, definitely special, but...
You are a huge influence in the Grounded community. A lot of people just know you for your, how do I describe it? Eccentric videos?
That's a polite way to put it, yeah. I just say weird in general,
yeah. Yeah, we all like weird
stuff.
We do like weird.
I didn't think I was that much of an influence, but I'll take your word for it.
So, first question, how do you come up with video ideas and how do you maintain creativity?
That's a good one. Come up with ideas. Oh, it's weird. I don't know how to explain this because it's so weird. Like normally beforehand, I've got a new job now, which is fairly extensive and fairly not stressful. So I don't really have a lot of time to just sit and think. But before, I would have a job which is just so boring and like mundane, where to try and like escape reality almost, my mind would just play weird little things in my head, and I'd be like, oh, I should write that down. And then I just write it down. And yeah, the fact that this is going on in my head just shows how weird it is. Like all of these, little shorts and stuff. And then I come back and just, all of my creative, because I had no creativity at work, like coming back and then being like, all right, for the rest of the night, I'm just going to smash out this on Grounded. Whereas now it's a little different, which is probably a reason why I'm not uploading as frequently as I normally do. But sometimes I will just sit down and just be like, oh, write this down. And yeah, my mind goes to some weird places. Not dark places, just weird in general. Like, yeah.
Like weird dark.
Yeah. Yeah, the creativity, that's always there. It's just finding time to do it, you know what I mean? That's especially like having you'd understand, like having a full-time job and then doing this on the side. Because I know some of the other like Grounded creators, they do it full-time, which is fair enough. It's like you have all day to do it. Whereas me, I come back and have, I don't know, like 6 hours and I'm like, oh, I just want to relax.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is a challenge, that's for sure. You are mostly known, I know you have other videos as well, but you are mostly known for your videos on Grounded. So my question is, considering that you have so much creativity that you just put into, your videos, what drew you to the game and why Grounded?
I think it's just like I was uploading some weird crap like beforehand. Nothing, just like random videos here and there of like me and my mates playing. And then Grounded came along and it was on the Xbox Game Pass, so it's free, like the game preview, and just clicked on it, played it, and then when you get like just hooked, like immediately hooked on a game, it was like that, and you just keep playing. And at that time they didn't have shared worlds, so like my mate would go off to work and like do his stuff, but he'd leave the server running just so we could keep playing, and it's just like non-stop. And then like a few little videos came out of there of us just like being weird, and some of those have been made private because they're borderline, just unacceptable. But and then I think we started making bug battle videos. He found a mod obviously to spawn in bugs, and this was like early days, so it was quite big. And they didn't really get any views to begin with, which is fair enough. And then like 6 months later, all of a sudden the subscribers just started going up and up and up, and I was like, oh god, like this is mental. It's like hundreds a day or something like that, and it just kept going up and wouldn't stop. And I was like, I should probably start making some more Grounded content. And then more stuff came from that really. But I do like the game. It's just there's only so much you can play a game before you start getting a little bit bored of it. Like I say that, I was literally playing it this morning, like trying to make some new stuff.
Okay.
So I'm not that weird.
I don't know. You got a lot of voices in your head, apparently.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do.
Are there any other YouTubers that have inspired you, and do they influence how you make your videos?
I was a big, I don't know if you know who they are, the Yogscast?
No.
Ever heard of them? No, they were like, how old are you guys, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 29.
Oh, right. So you,
Yeah, so I've been here since the beginning of YouTube.
Oh, okay, yes, you might know. Tuna.
Yeah.
Maybe not. They were big in the UK like 10 years ago when I was like a teenager.
Okay.
And like when Minecraft was like getting big. I used to watch a lot of their stuff. Their stuff is like completely different to anything I've made. So I wouldn't really say I take inspiration from them, but like yeah, comedically wise, like I guess there must be something there, but no, I never really looked at anyone and just thought like, oh, I'm gonna make videos like that. It was just, I mean, like in all honesty, like some of the weird little shorts with like the bugs talking, I could just do that with me, like stood in a room playing like 3 different parts. And if anyone, at least they can't see my face if it's on Grounded. Because if anyone I knew like came across that, especially with like where I work and stuff, if anyone like found that,
oh no,
I'd have some explaining to do.
Yeah, for sure. It is.
Yeah, not really anyone I like took inspiration from that much.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought, no.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube has grown, and we've talked to Para because, you know, Para's been making YouTube videos for a lot longer than people really know, and it's just so interesting. Yeah. He's
how long's he been making them for?
Since he was Little Michael.
I remember.
Since Little Michael. He started off making.
Michael. He's still little now.
he's
like 12, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a baby. Yeah.
I literally had to ask him that when I first met him. Sorry to like drag Paralyzer up. Sorry, Paralyzer, if you do watch this. But like when I first met him, I was like, how old actually are you? Because when he first like reached out to me to be in one of his videos, I genuinely thought he was like 10 or 12.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then he said how old he was. I think he's only like a couple years younger than me, or like a few years younger than me. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Fair play, yeah. He's definitely, he will age well in the future.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Good genetics. We have drawn so much inspiration from, you know, since we've been watching YouTube videos, and there's just so many personalities out there. That's why we were, you know, a lot of people are drawn to your videos because you have a specific personality that really just jumps out there to, you know, another person, and it's like, and we can tell that you love the game. Like we can really tell. Like a person's not going to play, you know, Minecraft and just sit there and be like, yeah, I know. You know what I mean? It's just it's very difficult to watch some videos when you know that their heart isn't really in it. So that's what, you know, draws a lot of people to your videos, is because you enjoy it, is what I'm saying. Okay, getting back to the Grounded questions. If you could choose one build to take on every creature and boss, what build would that be?
I'm like the worst person to be answering this question. I suck at combat so bad, it's unreal. It's because I never like played legit. I played legit when it first came out.
Okay.
And I was alright. I wasn't too bad at it, but then it just like took away. This is a really long-winded way to answer your question, by the way. But yeah, after like I started using mods and stuff like that and messing around with like spawning bugs, it was so long before I actually played the game legit. And then now when I've like played it legit again, I'm terrible.
That's fair.
I do quite like roly-poly armor.
Okay. That's a good
so anything where I can avoid dying as much as possible. So I'm not going to look for anything special where I can like get in some sneak attacks. Just absorb all of the hits.
All right.
A shield, definitely a shield has to be in there. Roly-poly armor. Like some heel basses, a lot of heel basses.
Yeah.
Clover. Let's go Clover armor.
Gotta challenge
Fully upgraded
yourself.
Clover. Yeah.
Level 9 Clover armor.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm terrible. I'm really bad. I hope you weren't expecting a good answer for that one.
I was just curious because my mind did go to he creates a lot of, you know, creative videos where you spend so much time creating these maps, especially before the 1.3 update. And it's like you give us something that we normally don't make. You know, a lot of people make Let's Plays or, you know, grounded tutorials. And it's just you just jump right out, and it's like you don't expect that, so it makes sense. But we were just curious because if there was something that you wanted to do, you know, about, you know, how would you go about the game, it's very interesting for us for sure.
All right. What video is your favorite, and what was your most challenging video?
I'm so curious.
That's a good question. I like that one. As in my favorite of my own video.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Maybe some of like the songs, just because I'm surprised at how good they actually turned out. Like I thought they were going to be horrendous, but I was like, oh, that's actually not too bad. Probably that. I don't know. There's so many weird ones in there, and like little shorts that I just find funny. Like the fact. It's sad, but I like make myself laugh with them sometimes.
Sorry.
The grounded rap, like Slums of Grounded, I liked it, but I wasn't a huge fan of like I didn't use many mods then, so I wasn't a huge fan of the actual like footage itself, like the video that goes along with it. And I thought the audio could have been a bit better. The fairly recent one I did, I can't remember which one it was. The one with Roy anyway. The Black Ox Beetle.
Yeah, which Roy?
Like, Welcome to the Gang or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like because there's like a bit in it where it's like back and forth between him and some like Weevil, I think it is, and I just made myself laugh at how like dumb and stupid it is. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones. But there's quite a lot that I just, like I said, it's weird, not in like a big-headed way or anything like that, like, oh, I make myself laugh, I'm so funny, haha. But I laugh at myself at how just weird and stupid it is. The weirder the better, because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And then, but challenging, I would probably say Pokemon cards, something like that, like grounded Pokemon cards. That wasn't difficult to create, that was difficult to edit, because there was a lot of stuff going on, and it took forever. But to create, probably Bugville, just because of the amount of mods, like, I don't think people realized how, not the first one, the second one, which wasn't as like popular, but it just took so long because I had like a forest in there and I had to single-handedly with mods go around spawning it in, and it's such a pain to do. Whereas now you just, you go in creative mode and you just like bam, 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 it's all done. Whereas that was just, everything was manually done.
Dude, that was pre 1.3, so you
exactly.
Yeah, you can just, you know, spawn something in, copy and paste it, and then you just rinse and repeat. Didn't you have to like individually like spawn it in?
Yeah, you had to.
Okay.
So like each blade of grass, you had to find the command for it, type in the command, and like angle your player camera or go into like a different camera and angle it so it wouldn't protrude through the ground like at a certain angle. It was such a pain, because like anyone watching it now, they'd be like, oh, that sucks, like, I can make something way better than that. And it's like, yeah, fair enough, you're in creative mode now, but back in the old days, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why that's probably the most difficult one.
Okay. I mean, it's, we have to, you know, commend you for putting in so much time and dedication into your videos, because it really does show how much you care about the things that you do, like the things that you create, and also the amount of like the attention to detail is superb in my opinion. I just couldn't get enough. Like this whole week I was like, I'm gonna watch some Mudders right now.
God help you.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because like at what point did you know that you wanted to, when you knew how much effort it was going to take for you to make one single video, like was it just you really just needed to get it out there, like?
Sort of, yeah. It's like you have like a sort of itching, well, I don't know if anyone else does, But even like now, like I've got a list of like different ideas, or I write them down just in case I ever want to come around with. And then I know they're there like in the back of my mind. So it's like I need to do that. I need to do that at some point. And I keep putting it off and putting it off. Yeah, it'll get to a point where I enjoy creating it more than I do recording it sometimes. I just like creating stuff. But like I've still got maps now that I've created that I still need to get around to playing them and recording them, editing them, posting them. And like they're quite good as well. Like it's kind of hard to showcase them and a lot of effort's gone into them, especially with the new update. Like you've got I've got horror map where it works completely. This is an exclusive for anyone that cares.
Alright.
Yeah, there's like a horror map that like an old school Minecraft adventure map with like command blocks and stuff like that. But obviously it's all on like timers. There's like trigger volumes, and you walk through, and everything will trigger. There's like jump scares and stuff like that, which yeah, it's fun to make, but then trying to like showcase everything is the hardest part.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if that answered your question.
No, it does. Yeah. Little sneak peek, guys. Little sneak peek. What to expect.
Yeah.
A little teaser into a new map.
Yeah. Nice little teaser there.
Yeah.
For you.
A little side question, but since we're bringing out maps, I'm just so curious. How long did it take for you to make your COD map, your zombies map?
Oh
yeah, that was another one. Like, because it's on such a small scale, and I don't know if you guys have ever created anything in Playgrounds with all of like the different gizmos. It's just a mess. Once you get like a few of them in there, it's just a mess of different. Like you can't, if something goes wrong, you have to try and figure out where exactly this gizmo is going wrong, and trying to like sift through all of the different links, and it's horrendous. So there are some things that are like some glitchiness with that map, which I wasn't too happy with. But I pretty much have to start from scratch if I went back through it. But I'd say it took a while, like multiple days. In total, I'm not too sure exactly. Like days. I'll just say that.
Yeah. It took a while for me to finish my map as well, and it's just because there's like the little things that you have to do to be able to make sure it functions. And if you mess one thing up, it's like everything you have to start over.
Yeah, just like a cascading effect. Yeah,
it is. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
What map did you create?
So I actually just released it. It is like a multi-stage. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I just released it, and I would like for people to try it. But yeah, it's basically there's multiple stages of difficulty, and within each stage, there's a new challenge where you have to you face that challenge, and eventually you will make it to the end. There's some it's almost like a dungeon type feel, dungeon crawler type feel, at least in the way that I made it. So there's always some incentive for you to keep pushing on. And when I was playing through it, I was like, man, I don't know why I put in parkour, and I hate parkour, but I was like, you got to make it some sort of challenge. But that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. Yeah. I am so curious as to what you think. What is behind the secret door? So there is a secret door. Yes.
Yeah.
For some revelation, there'd have to be like a boss or something, wouldn't there? You'd like to think there was like some sort of new boss or like some like twist on the story where Schmechter's not actually the bad guy. He is, but he's not like the main bad guy. There's like an even bigger bad guy or something like that.
Badder bad guy.
yeah. That's what they keep doing every update. It's like an even worse guy.
For sure. What would you hope to see?
Or like I tell you what would be good is like a teleporter to a different map.
Yeah.
Like a different area. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think Paralyzer said something like that in the last talk.
Oh, stolen his idea. I swear to God, I didn't see
it. No,
it
was either Paralyzer or Dinky. I'm pretty sure Dinky did say there could be some sort of not Paralyzer.
Paralyzer's there. He's the final boss.
All right, moving on.
Okay, yeah. What would you like to see in the game? And what would you like to see for the future of Grounded?
I think they need to add something that brings players back, because so far Like they do like a great job. Like it's a really cool game, and like every update's different and pretty sweet. But you get the whole thing of like there'll be a new update, people will play it for like a week or two, maybe a month, and then they'll go and do something else again. Bigger like servers would be a decent one. I know it's probably a lot more difficult. It's easier said than done. So you can have like multiple people on one map, and like that way it's kind of cool. Like most survival games have that now, don't they? Where they have like a big server where you can just like get multiple people in the game.
Yeah,
it's quite cool, and potentially a different map might be a good way to go as well.
Yeah,
because it's like okay, like new bugs, like they're cool, but at the same time, if it's the same area, regardless of the new bug, like the infected broodmother, again, like pretty cool. But once everyone had messed around with that for like a week, it was sort of everyone disappeared again. So yeah, new map, like servers or just a bigger lobby size. Maybe some new bugs would be quite cool. I don't know.
This is true, and I agree completely about what you just said. Mostly because it's something that I've been wanting. As a fan of the game. Yeah. There are some pros and cons to having, servers because as big as Grounded really is, it's still micro compared to games. Yeah. And I think, especially if you want to play with a friend on the other side of the world, or even if we were to play together, there are still some bugs that need to be fixed. Even if Armchair and I wanted to play together, there are going to be bugs. So it really depends, and to me personally, I feel like they are a little bit limited as to, like, let's say you want to do a different map. I feel like they're limiting themselves in a way because they're trying to stick with the story. We have this backyard because of the story, and if they wanted to grow, and what I would hope to see is, where is the story going to take us next? And I think that's the biggest question that we're definitely asking at the moment is what definitely is coming next.
They sort of need something like it's a popular game, like you said, but it's like minuscule compared to some of the other ones. They need something that will just sort of like make it blow up almost, so it gets all of these new people in, like spending money on the game and stuff like that. As long as they don't add microtransactions, they should be good.
For sure.
Like Grounded Battle Pass.
Yeah, or like Battle Pass.
My goodness. Okay. You have your characters, and you have a lot of voices, and you voice act a lot of your characters, and it's really interesting. And I would like to know where those characters come from. Like, how did you feel inspired? But the biggest question that I have right now is, if you could voice act a bug in Grounded, which one would it be?
I say the two like most notable ones. I say this as if like everyone knows who they are, sort of thing. Would be Alfred the Aphid.
Yeah.
That's like a person, and then probably Roy the Black Ox Beetle. I don't really know many other ones. They seem to be the most popular, which is probably why I've done like so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where Roy came from. It's just sort of like proper.
He kind of just appeared.
Yeah, he just appeared in my room. I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like a proper like Cockney Londoner, like big bloke.
Okay.
Obviously he's not. He's a bug, but like that's like his persona. And then. Yeah, I don't know where that came from because I live like nowhere near London, but that just sort of like came out of nowhere. And then Alfred I'd say definitely Alfred. There's like stupid, like just like dumb and like out there sort of thing, like carefree, sort of. It's kind of weird. It's the voice. But that came from. Did you ask where it came from, or did you just ask?
The first part question, yes. The first part question was where did it come from?
Those are the two most notable ones. I'd say Alfred, just because it's funny, and that I don't know where that came from, to be honest. Like I do that voice or similar to that voice like in my day-to-day life, not like going to work or like in public with people because that'd be weird, but like. With my girlfriend as well, just like say random stuff in that voice, or like just be an idiot pretty much, like using the like high-pitched Scottish voice, and yeah, I think she's just sort of got used to it now.
Okay. I mean,
it's like an alter ego.
Yeah.
Are there any other games besides Grounded that you play in your free time?
Yeah, regrettably, I do occasionally play COD. Don't ask me why. I literally hate it. I hate it so much. And yeah, it's one of those games where you always go back to it from like when you were a teen and you're like, oh, it used to be so good back in the day, and you buy it and you're like, oh, this is trash, this sucks.
Oh yeah,
you still play it anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'll play that with my mates every now and again, and we always complain about it. Like none of us like it. Excluding
fall, what other season would you like to see in Grounded take place?
Good
Seasons.
Question.
Yeah.
Good question. And I know what it is. Ready? It is winter.
Winter. Okay.
Yeah, not too far from fall or autumn, whatever you guys call it. Yeah, winter is always one I wanted because.
Oh yeah.
And I always said this. I said this when I was like playing with like Jade and Paralyzer and stuff. Imagine just snow like everywhere, because they must be able to put this in. Like snow is everywhere, then the pond freezes over, and you have to like, if you want to then get into the pond for whatever reason, you have to have like a certain tool to break the ice, which would be quite cool. And
also you would probably need like special gear. Sorry for cutting you off, to like swim in the freezing cold ice.
Yeah, exactly. Or just like walking around as well, like because obviously it's a lot colder. Like you could start, they could add in, like most games do, like sort of heat, so you'd start freezing to death or something like that. Would be quite cool. Because they've already got chisels, so it's not too hard to go the other way, I'd guess.
Out of all of your ideas, what would you like to see as a new creature or boss in the game?
I thought a snail would just be hilarious. Like a snail or like a slug. Just be. I always found it funny that you would attack it and then you just run away, and like the snail can do nothing because it's so slow, or it like doesn't see. If you attack a snail, like it has like it holds like a grudge, and it will just chase you for the rest of the map until you kill it. Yeah, until you kill it or you die, it will just follow you non-stop, but very, very slowly. So you'll forget about it, and then you'll be walking around one day, and bam, the snail's there.
I mean, this has just been a wonderful experience, and we are going to come to a close here soon. Alright, so at the end of this video, I have noticed that you make a lot of gay jokes on your videos. Now, why is that?
I honestly, it's just like me and my mates. It's not anything like homophobic. I'm like
no, not at all.
Person.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like just I don't I don't know, it's just like me and my mate, like he's really good Marcus, he's like one of my best mates, and just ever since we were in like school, I think we always just, people used to think we were gay and like which we just found it funny, so we just sort of like went along with it, and now like at any point we'll just like talk about kissing and stuff like that. It's just like a running joke that we have between each other. And
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that bond that you can have with another person. I used to have that, you know, growing up. My best friend, everybody thought we were lesbian lovers, and we were like, nope, I'm the gay one and she's the straight one, and people just ran with it. And at the time, I was super shy, and she was the outgoing one. So she was so much more comfortable with herself that she would be like running down the hall, giving me a big hug, and then she'd grab my hand and like kiss it, and then she's like, okay, let's go to class, and I'm like,
yeah, it's funny. You just sort of like act up for the people that like aren't comfortable with it, which I don't know why they're not. It's just like funny to like do weird stuff like that in front of them just to get them to like look at you and be like, yeah, it's just a funny thing to do. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm too comfortable with my sexuality that I can act
a beautiful
that way
thing.
And like,
that is beautiful.
It's all fun at the end of the day. Kissing your mates, it's all fun.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that. There's something about like the culture from across the seas. People are just so much more comfortable with themselves, and they're like, oh, you know, like over here we're kind of like prudish in a way, you know, like we keep to ourselves quite a bit. So Liam, if you don't mind if I, you know, address you as that, I just want to know, I want to get to know you a little bit better, you know, behind the scenes, when you're not creating, when you're not working. Like, tell me, who is MUDDERCHUDDERS and how did he become MUDDERCHUDDERS?
I don't know, originally it was me and my mate James that did it originally, and it was just like sort of messing around, and then as it developed into something different, it just, my weird side came, my weird side was already there, like when we did it as like two of us, but as he sort of like went off and did other things, it just sort of carried on, and because it was just me, it just got even weirder. Like there's no one there with me to say like, oh Liam, stop doing that, like that's too weird. The weirder the better, I think. It just, if it makes me laugh because of how weird it is, then everyone else can see it. I like that shock value of like people watching it, and then it's just like,
oh yeah,
I like it when someone shakes their head and just smiles at the same time, but shakes their head like, what? Like,
yeah,
why?
Like, yeah, in a positive way.
Questions it, but yeah, in a good way.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I do that in like day-to-day life. Like, just, I like to get a reaction out of people.
And we are definitely gonna call it here. I appreciate each and every one of you for clicking on this video, and if you guys end up enjoying it, please leave it a like. And if you haven't, subscribe to both MUDDERCHUDDERS and Armchair Tuna. I would highly appreciate it. That's pretty much it, guys. So until next time, we will see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye.